down our top 10 favorite theme park games. And this is a hard thing to find, and I only found a few because it had to not only be a theme park game, but one that I have played and played enough to actually be able to rate it. So we're going to go through these. We're going to talk a little bit about them, but the theme park, we got a new one coming out called Dice theme park. I haven't played that one yet because it hasn't been released. I don't know where it would fall on this. Maybe I'll do an updated video on it at some point, but for now, we're leaving that one off. At number 13, we have Alan's Adventureland. This is an abstract game. Really, it's theme park, just in name alone. The way you're putting things down has nothing to do with building a theme park. It's an abstract game. It's not a bad abstract game, but you get absolutely no feeling of building a theme park in it, and it's one I wouldn't recommend as a theme park game at all. So it'll come in last place here at 13. Number 12 is Danger Park. This is a game I got off Kickstarter. I was super excited about it. It reminds me of Action Park, if you know the history of that. If you haven't, run out and see that documentary right now on HBO Max. That's a really good one. But Danger Park is about a theme park where the rides are breaking down all the time, and you kind of want that to happen. So you go through, your rides are breaking down, you got to fix them. It was a little too fiddly for me. There was a little bit too much upkeep on it for me, and it's one that I didn't overly enjoy. And I like the aspect of building a great theme park, not one that's breaking down all the time. At number 11 is Arcadia, and this is one I kind of feel bad for putting down so low. It's just been a while since I played it, and I didn't have a lot of memories of it. I remember it being released, and there were some rule things. Then they had some errata to it, which helped it out, and it's a game that I remember enjoying quite a bit. It's a card game, doesn't hold the nostalgia for me. It's one I definitely need to get back to the table, but I haven't played it enough in the past to rate it high enough on this to say, hey, it's got the upkeep. But as a card game, it's probably the number one aspect of this, but I tend to like the 3D boards and a little bit more board game-esque type games. So I'm going to keep this one down for now, but really it's from a lack of playing it more. Number 10 is Tiny Parks. This is put out by Hava Games, strictly a kids game where you're rolling the dice, Yahtzee style, and trying to get certain aspects out so you can put these tiles into your park. Straight up kids, but my son loved this game. We should take it out when we got to eat. We would take this game with us, and we have had a blast with it. So this one kind of has that nostalgic feel. Is it as good as Arcadia? Probably not, but squarely in the kids' vein, I think this is a great addition to your child's board gaming collection. Is Disney's Magic Kingdom. Now, this was a little bit different because in this one, you're actually the people in the park and you're running around and you're riding the rides. This one has a ton of nostalgia for me. Not necessarily for the game, but for the theme park, especially this period of time where I was visiting Disney parks all of the time, reading up on them and just learning it and writing these exhibits and having a great time, and it pulls it back. It's a roll and move. It's a kid's game. It's a family game. I don't knock it for that. It's got a cool 3D effect. It's a really fun game. So I think it's the only one on this game where you're actually the person riding the rides and you're running around to try to meet your goal of riding X amount of rides that you want to ride. Very fun and very different than the rest on this list. Don't sleep on this one. Number 8 is Roller Coaster Tycoon. Now this is one where you're running around. It's a little more family kid oriented. But has really cool 3D effects, and you're running around. You can go either way and trying to manage your money while building the rides. It's not going to knock your socks off, but for a while, this was the best roller coaster or theme park game that was available for a very long time. And I do enjoy this one quite a bit. I think a lot of people kind of see like the monopoly of this, and it's nothing to do like that. Maybe the mass market type of it. But I got to play this with a designer one time with my son, and we had a really good time with it. One I'd recommend you tracking down if you have an interest in this type of games, which you probably do since you're watching this. This is one you may have slept on. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Number 7 is Coney Island. Now, this is what I did a review of 10 years ago in the written format. It has been a long time, and I actually updated that review many years later. And this is a simple, really quick, light theme park game where you're putting the tiles out on your board, and it's action selection. You have 3 actions you can take during a turn. It's a very fun, light, simple game. Once again, you are just kind of building that park up of Coney Island. It's a very specific kind of time period, very specific kind of game. But it's one that has held the test of time for me, and what I really like is kind of know you're going on the lighter side of things here, which I think the theme park games kind of lean into that lighter side, but this is definitely one, if you haven't played, go back and check Coney Island out. Number 6 is the newest released theme park game until Dice theme park comes out, which is Tenpenny Parks. And this is one that has Vincent Dutrait artwork on it, and it looks and feels phenomenal. Now, this game is very, very light. Probably not as light as Coney Island, a little bit more than that. Reminds me of a game further up on this list that we'll talk about. But it is a game of worker placement, of putting those workers out and generating over 5 rounds of a theme park. Now, what's unique about this one is the polyomino tiles, they cannot touch each other. So you have to be at least a space away. So that means you need to expand out your park and cut down some of those pesky trees. So this is actually where the list, I think, starts to excel. You're starting to see different branches, different, the same theme, but different mechanisms coming into the game. So in the earlier ones, we saw a lot of rolling dice. Now we're getting to Coney Island of action selection. We got worker placement, and you can see what you can do with theme parks, and it's starting to be very exciting as we move up this list. Number 5 is Funfair and Unfair. They're pretty much the same game, except for Unfair. There's a few differences, but Unfair is basically the take that version. There's a lot of take that. You're attacking the other people and knocking them down. Funfair kind of takes all of that out and gives you more of a friendly game. Now, which aspect you like? I think Unfair is the more popular of the two. It was released first, has some expansions included in it. But Funfair, I think, is the one where if you don't want all that take that, you kind of lean towards that. They're very similar. I don't think it's much of a cheat to kind of put them together and say, hey, but if you wanted to put one over the other, I think I'd pick Funfair. And you can move everything down a point and put Funfair right after this one. But they're so similar, just that one aspect. Do you want to take that or do you not? Unfair, Funfair. That's the difference maker here. This is a card game where you're drafting cards and playing them down. Everybody has a unique deck and unique type of theme park they're going to end up with. Very fun game, and one you should track down depending on which version that you'd prefer. Number 4 is Wishland. And this is one I wonder if I could get it to the table more, or if I did get to the table more, would it go up in this aspect? It's very clear that it could. I love worker placement games, and this is one that could definitely meet that criteria of placing your workers down and being able to build up your park. You got mascots, you got rides, you got concessions, you got shows, and you're trying to score the most amount of points. This is a little bit meatier of a game. I don't think any of these are truly heavy games, but we're starting to get into the medium weight type stuff. Things a little bit heavier than what we've seen on this list, and Wishland is one that you really need to track down. Number 3 is Meeple Land. I think we're starting to get into the more economic aspects of the games and the ones I enjoy the most. I like building my rides. I like building my theme park up, having concessions, all that kind of stuff. But I also like the people coming in. I like the aspect of trying to accommodate those people. And I think that's what I like about like the roller coaster tycoon games and the coaster games you see on the computer. I like those, but I like managing the people also. And Meeple Land has that. You need to be able to, if the buses are going to be coming in, you need to be able to put them in the spaces that you like. And this is one that didn't get a lot of buzz. You know, Wishland, Meeple Land, they all kind of came out at the same time. And I think this was one of the better ones that came out. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely one I want to get back to the table and one I truly enjoy. Check this one out, guys. If you haven't already, it's definitely worth the purchase. My number 2 game is Imagineers. Now, first of all, living in Orlando and being a fan of Disney, the word Imagineer definitely perks your ears up, right? What you have here is this game of like moving around the park, almost like Mancala at times. And you're going to be putting rides out and getting bonuses. I felt like, I don't know why I like this game so much. Because if you just describe this game, I would kind of roll my eyes at it. And I guess it would have been down this list more, but I found myself going back to it and playing it over and over and over again. Which really is a testament to the game. And you don't think you're going to like it, but you end up playing it a lot because you're just having fun with it. That speaks volumes, really. And in this one, you're kind of building these rides out, and you're going to have different themes to them. And it's very simple to play, very simple to teach. One that's actually turned into a pretty good family weight game. Not exactly kids, but family weight, where the family can have fun together. Yet it's simple enough to jump into, remember the rules, and to keep playing. And at the end, you have a theme park, which is what you want. This is one I would tell you to check out. It will not be published again, so you have to track down a used copy of this one. Number 1 on the list is, without question, Steam Park. Now, this is one that, really, I don't like Steam things, I don't like robots. The whole aspect of real-time drawing things from a bag really, you would think wouldn't really work for my style at all. Yeah, combined together here, it really does work. You have the 3D rides that you're building, you have the drawing, and you're manipulating. It's not just drawing a random person. You're putting in a color before you draw. You're increasing the chances of what you're going to get, and that really helps this game work. The real time, you can take as long as you want. Oh yeah. But if you do, you're probably not going to do as well, because it needs to be quick in order to get rid of that dirt, because that dirt is going to kill you, and if you get enough dirt at the end of the game, automatically lose. So without question, I like Theme Park the best. On paper, it would not have been the best. I think Wishland, just based on the mechanisms, or maybe Meeple Land would have been my favorite. But this is how it plays out to how it works for me in my playing groups. So that's the top 13 best theme park board games. Really, we're just kind of the top 10. I want to give honorable mention to the 3 that didn't make it. But this is the list, kind of how it goes out. There's not a lot of these. I think I tapped on most of them. These are the 13 that I played. But there are a few more that are out there, but I don't think there's anything that's like fantastic or great. You could add some zoos into this. I think the list would change quite a bit. Maybe I'll do a zoo list or combine a new list with zoos. But for now, this is the top theme park board games you can get on the market. Track some of these down. Try them out. Let's start supporting this. And it'll be interesting to see how Dice Theme Park to integrate onto this list. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.